Hello, my name is Duncan, and I'm here to teach you about the cell cycle. To be honest, I have no idea why I'm out here. The cell cycle starts off in interphase, which takes up the longest amount of time in a cell's life. In some cases, cells never, and I mean never, have the ability to reproduce, such as nerve cells. This stage is called G0, in which the cell has not been given the chemical signal yet to reproduce. Once the chemical signal has been given for cell growth, they move on to the next stage, known as G1. In G1, the cell starts to grow, mainly by making enzymes, proteins, nutrients, organelles. This is also the next checkpoint. The checkpoints of the cell cycle are administered strictly by cyclin protein. The protein makes sure that the cell has all the requirements, organelles, the perfect amount of growth before moving on to the next phase. The next phase is incredibly simple, but incredibly important. The S phase is where DNA synthesis actually takes place, which is basically the cell just duplicating its chromatid strands. Each identical chromatid strand is known as a sister chromatid, which is connected by a centimeter. G2 is the next phase, which is pretty obvious in the name if you actually listen to G1. The cell grows even thicker. Ah, shit, it's another checkpoint. Okay, I think we're fine. To move on. The final phase of the cell cycle is known as mitosis, or cell division, or nuclear division. You kind of get the point. It contains 4 phrases in the acronym PMAT. And no, it's not like your cat peeing on a mat. It's the place where the cell actually divides. The first phase is prophase, and in which in the acronym PMAT stands for prepare. In prophase, the nuclear envelope / membrane disintegrates for now. I mean for now. Central spindle fibers start to form. These spindle fibers eventually connect to the sister chromatids, and you can kind of guess what's going to happen. The next phase is known as metaphase, which in the acronym stands for middle. Spindle fibers pull the sister chromatids / chromosomes to the center of the cell, in which it must be in the center, or else. So after that brief checkpoint, now it's where the destruction actually begins. Anaphase, also known in the acronym as apart, the spindle fibers pull the sister chromatids apart from one another, bringing them to each the opposite sides of the cell. The telophase might seem like the last phase in the cell cycle, in which it is. However, just a quick reminder, it is not the last in cell division. In telophase, the nuclear membrane finally comes back from the prophase stage, but now it's 2 separate membranes. The spindle fibers also break down, which produces one of 2 results depending if you're an animal or a plant cell. For an animal cell, it's going to be a cleavage furrow, and if you're a plant cell, it's essentially a cell plate. Now that mitosis is finally finished, now let's get to the actual place where the cell decides to divide, which is known as cytokinesis. If this part of the process goes wrong, or at any other point that is, taken into account by the checkpoints, then it can form cancer. And cancer is a whole mess within itself. Okay, I think that's enough destruction for me in just one day. And thankfully, the cell cycle has finally finished. And now, they have to go through it all over again. Wait, they have to go through it all over again? Okay, I'll try that one more time. Okay, I think that's enough destruction for me in just one day. And thankfully, the cell cycle is also finished. And now, they have to go through it all over again. Wait, they have to go through it all over again?